there's a painting behind me of
Okay, you got it live now.
All right, guys, we're live.
You got it live.
Okay.
All right, we'll get started. Welcome to the February 24th, 2021 regular board meeting for the Mayfield School Board of Education. Mr. Snyder, could I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Finaro.
Here.
Ms. Grosek.
Here.
Mr. Hess.
Here.
Mr. Hughes.
Here.
Mr. Teresi.
Here.
Thank you. All right, due to difficulties, technical difficulties with some issues we had around the high school with some work that was being done, we lost our internet connections and our capability to use our board emails and things like that. So tonight, so we didn't have to put other people through the technological mess that we've had to deal with the last several hours to figure out, we are pushing the student of the month, the presentations from the preschool and the honors to next month. And we'll honor everybody then in that month. So, and I hope that our student of the month, Nick, will be able to join us. I hear he's a little cutie. So, and then we'll look forward to the preschool presentation. The one thing I like to mention about the two honors for Sarah Carlisle and Gianna Somerick, if you get a chance, go to the mayfieldschools.org and read their works. Unbelievable, award-winning works that they did, and well-deserving of the awards they got. And thank Mrs. Beery for everything she does for those groups and for her kids to get those honors. So with that, we'll move to the president's announcements. I don't have much. One thing I'd like to mention is I'd like to thank the alumni, Mayfield Alumni Association, for their donation of $10,000 to various groups in the district. Because of the pandemic that we've been dealing with for the past year, a lot of these organizations have not been able to fundraise like they normally would. That would be our PTGs in all our schools, our band boosters, our academic boosters, our after prom. So thank you to the Mayfield Alumni Association for their generous donations to these groups. It's very helpful to the students and to the district. Other than that, I think that's all I had tonight. So Dr. Kelly, under number 6, any announcements? You're on mute. Dr. Kelly, you're on mute.
There we go. I'm unmuted now. Sorry about that.
You're good.
I'd really like to thank the Northeast Ohio Educational Service Center for their coordination of our vaccines and our vaccinations. It went very, very smoothly. So a big shout out to them. And a big thank you to all of our students and parents for their patience, because certainly we didn't have school that day. And we really appreciate their patience through all of this.
Yeah, but I mean, it's very important, and it was very smooth from everything I've heard and I've seen. So that was a great job. Looking forward to get everybody their second dose and get everybody fully vaccinated on March 4th. The next item we have is our board member committee reports. Are there any committee reports tonight?
I have none.
No.
No.
I just have one announcement from the Mayfield Schools Foundation. We are going to move forward with the Top Golf event. It's April 11th from 12 to 3 p.m. You can go on their website, the mayfieldschools.foundation.org, sign up to have a bay for yourself and 5 other people. It'll be a great fundraising event, so we look forward to that.
Ronnie, what is the cost of that?
That was for the bay for 6, I believe it's $360.
$350, yeah.
And then if you want to purchase a flag, banner, sponsorship, a bay, it's $100. And then there's some other sponsorship levels in there for corporations that want to donate to the cause. So it'll be a great event, something that we've been looking forward to. We postponed, I think, twice maybe. So we're looking forward to getting out there and having a little bit of fun that we can. And that $360 includes the 3 hours of golf, lunch, snacks, I think that, and soft drinks. All right. Any other questions? We're going to move on to our superintendent's consent agenda, items A through P. I'd like to make mention that under letter I, Anthony Cosley has rescinded his resignation, so we will not be voting on that. He decided to rescind that, so only item under I will be for Catherine Giglio. So I'll make the motion. Could I have a second, please?
So moved.
Roll call?
Mr. Torresi,
Yes.
Mr. Fenaro,
Yes.
Ms. Grosek,
yes,
Mr. Hess,
Yes.
Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
Thank you. Under item number 9, other superintendent's business, we have the certified additional training. I'll make the motion. Could I have a second, please?
second,
Roll call?
Torresi,
Yes.
Mr. Fenaro,
Yes.
Ms. Grosek,
yes,
Mr. Hess,
Yes.
and Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
Item 10, the treasurer's report. We have 4 items. So A is our financial statements for January 31st, 2021. I'll make the motion. Could I have a second, please?
So moved.
Roll call?
Mr. Torresi,
Yes.
Mr. Fenaro,
Yes.
Ms. Grosek,
yes,
Mr. Hess,
Yes.
Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
The next item is donations. Thank you to everybody that made donations for this month that we see. I'll make the motion. Could I have a second, please?
second, third,
Mr. Hess, second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Torresi,
Yes.
Mr. Fenaro,
Yes.
Ms. Grosek,
yes,
Mr. Hess,
Yes.
Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
Letter C, our financial transactions. I'll make the motion. I need a second.
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Snyder?
Torresi,
Yes.
Mr. Fenaro,
Yes.
Ms. Grosek,
yes,
Mr. Hess,
Yes.
and Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
And the last item under this category is addendum number 1, financial transactions. I'll make the motion. Could I have a second, please?
So moved.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Torresi,
Yes.
Mr. Fenaro,
Yes.
Ms. Grosek,
yes,
Mr. Hess,
Yes.
and Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
Item 11, under other treasurer's business, we have the minutes from our regular board meeting, January 2021. I'll make that motion. Can I have a second?
Second.
Nobody. Okay.
Third.
I don't like those minutes. Could I have a second? Roll call, please.
Mr. Torresi,
Yes.
Mr. Fenaro,
Yes.
Ms. Grosek,
yes,
Mr. Hess,
Yes.
and Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
Our next item is the minimum wage increase for 2021. I'll make that motion. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Torresi,
Yes.
Mr. Fenaro,
Yes.
Ms. Grosek,
yes,
Mr. Hess,
Yes.
and Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
Item C, College Credit Plus Memo of Understanding with Notre Dame College for the school year 2021 and 2022. I'll make the motion. Can I have a second?
second,
Roll call, please.
Mr. Torresi,
Yes.
Mr. Fenaro,
Yes.
Ms. Grosek,
yes,
Mr. Hess,
Yes.
and Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
Item D, a resolution with the Ohio Schools Council to receive bids for school bus chassis and bodies. I'll make the motion. Can I have a second?
So moved.
Second.
Yeah.
I think it was Al.
Thank you.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Torresi,
Yes.
Mr. Fenaro,
Yes.
Ms. Grosek,
yes,
Mr. Hess,
Yes.
and Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
Next item, addendum number 1, the minutes for a special board meeting that we had on February 18th, 2021. I'll make the motion. Could I have a second, please?
So moved.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Teresi,
Yes.
Mr. Fenaro,
Yes.
Ms. Grosek,
yes,
Mr. Hess,
yes,
and Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
Next item is addendum number 1, the College Credit Plus Memorandum of Understanding with the Cuyahoga Community College for 2021-2022 school year. I'll make the motion. Could I have a second?
second,
Stu,
Thank you.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Teresi,
Yes.
Mr. Fenaro,
Yes.
Ms. Grosek,
yes,
Mr. Hess,
yes,
and Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
And the final item under this category is our addendum number 1 for the construction manager at risk. I'll make the motion. Could I have a second, please?
So moved.
Roll call?
Mr. Teresi,
Yes.
Mr. Fenaro,
Yes.
Ms. Grosek,
yes,
Mr. Hess,
yes,
and Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
In other board business, we have in memoriam Malcolm George Missick, also known as Mac, passed away at the age of 82 on February 6, 2021, following a sudden illness. Mr. Missick served Mayfield City Schools as a bus driver for 40 years until he retired in 2010. Our condolences are extended to the family of Malcolm George Missick. I have to say, he drove my 2 youngest ones for elementary school at Millridge for all their years there. He was a great guy. Mac was a wonderful guy. I'm sorry to hear about his passing. Our next item is our board policy first reading. There's no action needed tonight. So we'll be making our vote on that next month. With that, I thank everybody for everything you did today to get this board meeting together, to make sure that we had it. I know it was a little hectic there for a while, but we appreciate it. We got it on time. We got it in. So thank you. And apologies to our honors students, our student of the month, into the preschool that we couldn't get you in tonight, but we'll get you in there next month. With that, I'll make the motion to adjourn. Can I have a second?
So moved.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Teresi,
Yes.
Mr. Fenaro,
Yes.
Ms. Grosek,
yes.
Mr. Hess,
yes.
and Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
Good
Thanks.
job.
Have a great night, everyone.
Have
You
a
too.
nice
Bye.